So guys, welcome back to the channel. Like always, today, the 2-Boom Dynamic True Wireless Earbuds. So before you even ask, yes, I did pick these up at Five Below. Decided to pick up a couple more of their products. They've been getting better things in lately, so I figured this is the proper time to review it. So a quick specs before we hop into this video. You get a total of 4 to 5 hours of battery life. So what that means, it's very simple. If you play it at 100%, you'll probably get that 4 hours of battery life. If you play it between 70% and lower in terms of volume, you'll probably get that 5 hours. You do have, it claims, about 2 times charges in the case itself. So I want to say it's about 15 hours of battery life total. Charging time is 1 hour for the earbuds inside the case and 1.5 for the case itself from 0 to 100%. It does have Bluetooth 5.0. That's a little bit old, but I don't think that most people will really be concerned about that as long as it doesn't disconnect. And it has that standard 32.8, so I'm just going to say 32 feet just to kind of round it off to a realistic number. With that being said, I don't see any type of IP rating, so keep this away from the dirt. You do have, I said the dirt, keep this away from water and keep this away from the beach, things like that. It does have 10mm drivers, so hopefully the sound is good. And it's called 2-Boom, so let's see how realistic that is. Anyway, let's get right into this review and not waste any time. Timestamps are in the description like always. So as soon as you take these outside of the box, you're going to have 4 things in front of you. One is the USB-C, which you can use any USB-C if we're being completely honest here, but it does come with one in case you don't have one. Put that to the side. You have the rubber tips. So I want to say that these are probably small and large or small and medium, but I'm going to say small and large tips. And you probably have the mediums already on the earbuds themselves. Of course, you also have this right here, which is going to be the instruction manual, but I'm going to go ahead, we're going to go over that in another section before I close out the video. Now, this is what you're here for, the actual case. Now, if you look at this, this looks very familiar, doesn't it? It kind of resembles the Beats Studio Buds. I noticed that a lot of companies, when popular headphones come out, whether they're Earpods, oh, this is like extra small, as a matter of fact. I'm going to have to change these rubber tips in order to do the music test, because that is way too small for my ear, and I already know this, it's not going to sound very good with that size for me. If you have smaller ears, the size rubber tip is going to be perfectly good for you. But anyhow, let's take a look at the actual earbud itself. It's a cheap design. It doesn't feel like the Beat Studio Buds actually have a physical button that presses in. This one doesn't have a physical button. It feels like it's a touch sensor. So we'll go over the instructions for the touch sensor in a moment. It looks pretty good so far. I'm not gonna say it feels solid because I haven't actually done anything with it yet. And if you see that, I just squeezed it. Yep, they're cheaply made. The glue on them isn't really solid. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you don't drop these too often because there's a possibility that's gonna split at the seams, especially if I can already pull it apart just like that. Let me try the other one and see how well. Yep, very cheaply made, to be honest with you. But again, they are $8 or so. So, you know, you gotta temper your expectations. Right here, you have the case. All right, let's see if the case pops open. Okay, it's a pretty solid case. It doesn't seem like it'll pop open if you accidentally, let me try it. Let me not talk about it, let me try it. So this is the right side, right here. Let me put these in, there we go. And this is the left side right here. Kind of follow suit, there we go. Fit inside, see if I shake it. Okay, so the earbuds did not fall out of the case. I do feel them shaking inside though, but when you hold it, they stay inside the case, so that's a good thing. Right here, so it shouldn't be any accidental opens of the case, whether it's in your book bag or a purse or anything like that, or a pocket. You have your USB-C on the back, and it says 2-Boom, that's the logo. So, I mean, it's a solid looking design. I did get the red, it does come in multiple colors. I know they have a black, I think they might have a blue at Five Below also, but I got the red just to kind of change the channel up. You guys are probably sick of seeing black earbuds all the time, but there are multi-color options for the people that are interested in that. So with that being said, no need to waste any time. Let's go over to the next section. So the syncing process, there's 1 of 2 ways to do this for most headsets. I'm going to try the first way, which is to pop the case open. And a lot of times the left earbud will automatically connect to the right earbud or the right earbud to the left simultaneously, and you're able to sync it in the case. I'm not sure if you're able to do it with that, but we're going to try that. If it doesn't work, then we're going to do the traditional way, which is take the earbuds out of the case. So we go to settings, walk you guys through it. Just so you know, it's going to be exactly the same whether you're using an Apple device whether you're using a Samsung device, whether you're using a PC, a MacBook, anything that has Bluetooth, you're going to go through the same process of what I'm going through right now. So a bunch of things did pop up right here, but nothing, the earbuds didn't pop up, and they're called the 2-boom dynamic. So I'm going to take them out of the case. Oh, it's kind of hard to take out of the case. There we go. That's one. And get the second one out there. Yeah, the top part is really slippery, so it's kind of hard to get them out of the case, so just keep that in mind. So while they're syncing to one another, they're blinking. I want to go ahead and look like this side sync to that side. Let me hit scan again, and it should pop up. I want to let you know what this Bluetooth is called. Here we go, 2-boom TWS 970. That is how it is. You're just going to go ahead and tap pair. I'm gonna hit that, and boom, they are connected. And outside of the box, they're already at 50%, though I am gonna charge them up a little bit more for this video and do some various tests and make sure that everything is good to go. I do wanna also say that when you buy these type of earbuds, just keep in mind that depending on what device that you're using in terms of Bluetooth, whether it's a Motorola device or a OnePlus or a Samsung, the quality of your phone will determine the quality or the volume of your headset too. I know that sounds crazy, but that's a real thing. If you use a Motorola device versus an Apple device versus a Samsung, the Samsung and the Apple tend to have louder volume with whatever earbuds that you purchase. That's just something that I noticed, but to each their own. Anywho, let's see how good this sounds in real time. Alrighty, so the first song we're going to play is going to be called Warzone. For the regulars here, you already know what this song sounds like if you decided to look it up on YouTube or you have YouTube Studio. It's YouTube friendly music, so it's the best way for me to actually test the quality of sound and music for this particular headset. And of course I did play some other songs outside of the video to give you an idea of how well it sounds. So the first one's going to be Warzone. Let's play button, here we go. Has rich and very deep sound. It's like it has a lot of surround sound, it feels like, to it. You almost feel enveloped by the music. Has bass. Okay. You sound very, very good. Very crystal clear too. I like them. Okay, what I do want to say is as you go up to 100% closer toward it, 70% or so is the ideal volume for any headset for the most part. And I do notice that it doesn't break apart the quality of the music as I go up, but it does get slightly staticky, like it's very subtle static that you can hear in the background when using these at the highest octave. Now, does it affect the music where it sounds bad? Absolutely not. The bass is there, the quality is there. I would dare compare these to probably the Life Note C's or the Life Note E's in terms of just quality of bass and thumping. But you know, the grainy effect as you turn it up a little bit higher is the only bad point. But again, it's not bad for the price tag. And this will do a really good job of drowning out a lot of sound outside if that's what you're looking for. But just keep in mind that you just want to be aware of what's going on. And no, it does not have a stay aware mode. It does not have a noise cancellation mode. They're just regular headphones with regular bass. Now I'm gonna play Fire and Ice for you guys so I can hear the vocals of how clear it sounds. Yep. I think that's piano. It sounds really good. The bass sounds good. I'm not sure what kind of piano is playing right now. It kind of sounds like a dark piano if you ever use FL Studio, but it sounds really good. Ice and fire. Let me turn it up a little bit. Okay. So the music suffers just a tad bit, like I said before, when you go up to 80, 90, and 100%. Not enough where you don't want to turn the earbuds up. If you're a person and you're vibing, like for instance, let me give you an example. I listen to a lot of rock music. So I'll listen to AC/DC. I'll listen to a little bit of Kiss. I tried You Got the Touch, if you remember that song. I don't know who made that song, but it's a song that used to be on the Transformer movie back in the 80s. It's one of my favorite songs. I always thought they should use that as the Rocky theme rather than the regular theme they did, but to each their own. Anyway, the point is that the sound is very, very good. If you buy these headphones in the store, you are not going to be disappointed at the volume that this headset can get to and the quality of the sound. Now, like I said, as you turn it up, I'm trying to think of the song that I listened to. I can't think of the name of it. But I actually did some Offset, not Offset, what's the guy's name? Future songs, Tony Montana, just to get an idea of how deep the bass can actually go. And if anyone heard that song, you know that song had some nice bass into it. Everything sounded good. There was no breakage, there were no issues. Like I said before, depending on how heavy the bass is, and that's based on how the artist makes their song, the headset can, it can feel a little uncomfortable because it's only 10 millimeter driver, so it doesn't handle it as well as obviously something that's 12 or 14 millimeter drivers of a better quality or better quality speaker. But I don't think that you'll feel bad about this. So if you're one of those people where your headset may have dropped it, you lost it, it broke, you had a $20, $30 headset, some sound cores or some JLabs, if you pick these up right now, I don't think you'll feel bad about the quality of sound. You won't feel like you're missing or lacking something. This could definitely hold you over until you get the headset that you want. Now, in terms of longevity, because I just got it myself, I can't promise you how well it's going to work. It is 2-boom, and in the beginning of the video, you saw me nearly split the earbud. I kind of tore it open in 2 seconds if I wanted to, effortlessly. So it is cheaply made, so just keep that in mind. But the sound is very, very good so far. So this right here is how the headset is going to sound if you're doing voice recordings, if you're doing audio recordings, and if you're on phone calls. Now, I do want to preference this by saying if you're in an area with bad service and a person can't really hear you, there's a possibility, like if you're indoors, let me give you that example. It's a possibility that your network connection can affect the quality of sound. But because I'm doing a screen recording, this is how the voice is supposed to sound when speaking to another person. I also want to say if you're outside and the wind is blowing, I have tried these on my scooter, went around a block, made a phone call. It did not work very well. The person couldn't really hear me, but understand my scooter goes 23 miles an hour and those winds are hitting the microphone of the headset. Most headsets, you can't hear a person when going that fast, but if you're in the wintertime or you have your ears covered like some type of hat or some type of helmet, you shouldn't have a problem whatsoever. So again, this is the first time I'll be hearing this after I record this. So hopefully, again, if you like the package that you see so far, this is a good headset for you. So here are the instructions for you guys right here. Just going to give it to you in its entirety for anyone that needs to see this because they may have lost their information and is not too sure about how to sync the headset or how to charge it or what the actual touch buttons do. Now, if I flip it over right here, this is the part where you really want to see button function definition. So the answer calls, one touch during the call when it's ringing to answer, one touch to hang up. So remember, the earbuds are touchscreen. And if you're wondering what part I'm talking about, let me take it out of my ear right now so you can actually see it. This part right here is the touch sensor that they're talking about. So keep that in mind. It says play music, one touch to play and pause. Oh, long touch in order to reject a phone call. The one touch play and pause is if you're in a music player. Obviously, it's not during a phone call. So if you're in a phone call, it's one tap to answer, one tap to hang up. But if you're not in a phone call, then it defaults to its media controls, which is right here. So it'll be one touch to pause and play, hold 1.5 until you hear the D sound, like that. That's Siri or Google. You have your music options right here, and then you have your volume options right here. And like I said before, I'll leave it up here. The person that needs to screenshot that, do that, or just go over the section multiple times and try each function out yourself until you get it correctly, and you're basically good to go. So for the people wondering about the good and the bad of this headset and if it's worth the $8, I'm going to say yes and I'm going to say no. I'm going to give you reasons for both. Now let me give you the good reasons first. Number one, the music quality is really, 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 really good. I'm very surprised about that. Like I said before, a $20, $30 headset that you normally see on Amazon or the Life Note E's and stuff, this can compete with them in terms of quality of sound. Just being honest here, I'm not saying that this is a better product, but it's definitely up there where if you lost a particular JLab headset or something that's your favorite, if you bought this one to replace it temporarily until you get another one, the quality of sound will still be there where you can jam to your music, your rock, your rap, your R&B, whatever genre it is, and it will deliver some quality sound. So that's a good thing. On top of that, the form factor reminds me of the Beats Studio Buds. They fit in the ear pretty well, so I don't have any issues with there. You get a 5-hour battery life. This is at 70% or lower or so, 4 to 5 hours. And then you get an extra close to 10 hours in a case. So roughly about 14 to 15 hours total. That can get you through an entire day. Realistically, you probably are going to charge these every night, but if that's not a problem for you, they work very well. The microphone quality is very, very good. I'm not going to say it's top notch, but it's definitely good in stress situations. I've tried them on a train, I tried them outside when the wind was blowing. Some tests it failed, some tests it did well, but for the most part, for the $8 price tag, it performs well beyond what it's supposed to. Now, the downside to the headset, which is a big one, is that the build quality is very, very cheap. As you saw in the beginning of the video, I could separate the earbud if I wanted to, which means it's using cheap glue. Now that could just be the model that I'm using, this particular one. You can get another one at the store and it could be sealed better because again, I don't know how the machines in the factory are combining the parts, but that particular one seemed to be a little defective. So I don't want to say that this is a bad product simply because of that. If that's the only problem that they have, I don't see an issue with the headset whatsoever. I'm personally not going to necessarily use them because I have so many branded headsets inside of my home that I just have an overabundance. But for the person going to Five Below and you look at that huge wall of Bluetooths, if you see the two boom dynamic, I would suggest picking it up because the quality of sound is very, 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 very good. And I cannot stress that enough. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe like always. Peace.